So welcome to the magnificent St. Pete Beach for the Grand Prix of the Gulf, presented to you by Visit St. Pete Clearwater for round 4 of the P1 SuperStock Championship and the penultimate races in the 2018 season. With the title getting very tight at the top, every race is going to count here. And this weekend, there are going to be 5 of them. Yes, that's right, count them. 2 back-to-back today and 3 back-to-back tomorrow. Now that's going to be incredibly tough on the drivers and the boats themselves in these off-water conditions. Top of the tree at the moment are Gallagher, and a good result here this weekend could go a long way towards them taking the series overall. Jake, it's great to see you here this weekend, running the Gallagher boat. Coming into this, you're leading the points series. This is a big weekend for you. You might be able to tie it up here or go some way to doing that.
Yeah, we're excited. We think we got a fast boat. We started on the pole today, and we're just real excited. We're going to try to keep Geico behind us. That's what our intentions are. We'll see what happens.
And when you get around the corner to the race site, we're at an offshore location here. Could be rolling surf, could be flat calm. What would you guys hope for?
Well, we like it rough. We're prepared for anything. So we'll see what happens when we get out there.
And you're running that Gallagher boat as well, which has got the Union Jack on the back there. So you're flying the flag for Great Britain. Good to see.
Yeah, we were going to change it, but since we've been having really good luck with it, we're just like, we got to keep it.
And chasing them down hard as second place team, Geico. Brian, great to see you here this weekend. Penultimate race weekend for 2018, and you guys are in pretty good shape. How are you feeling coming into it?
You know, we feel good. It's been a good season points-wise for us right now. Jason has been a formidable opponent, and we look forward to finishing the season and going for the championship.
What about from a boat management point of view? You've got to think about things like fueling. Have you worked that out already? You've got a journey around to where the race site is and those back-to-back races. You don't want to be too heavy, you don't want to be too light.
We're trying to figure that out right now, you know. So all season we showed up full. This weekend we're allowed to run what fuel we need to finish. So we're trying to do the math and figure out what's going to be right.
Tony, great to see you here this weekend. We were just chatting to Brian. He said you guys are quite confident coming into this one. Is that how it is?
We are. We've had 2 weeks of preparation. We've looked at our past performances, what we've done right, what we've done wrong, and Geico team has worked hard to put down a game plan for this week, and I think we're going to be good to go.
And when you get out there on the race site today, fairly easy to navigate the course. Is your job just going to be looking out for the other boats, or are you going to be having a direct Brian to point?
Yeah, we're really just the eyes and ears for the driver. I mean, he's busy concentrating in front of him. We're checking out everything around him, letting him know where everybody is, what they're doing, and give him ideas as to what we can do to help keep us in front.
And the team feeling the most pressure this weekend surely are Visit St. Pete Clearwater, who will be wanting to do well in front of their home crowd.
There is pressure on you. We're looking here to put on a good show for the sponsors, the home team. You know, we're going out for a win, I'll be quite honest with you, but podium would be fantastic.
And what about this venue as well? Like I say, I know you from racing in the UK, but they race in a beautiful place here at St. Pete, don't they?
And it's just awesome. I mean, look around you, look at the amount of people that enjoy boating over here. So they're going to enjoy what they're going to see today.
You're sat alongside Jamie Cantor this weekend, racing with him, navigating for you. How's that dynamic going so far? You haven't had long to get to know each other.
No, he's a good guy. He's got a lot of experience on the US side of things, so he knows how it works. Yes, there's a little accent thing going on, but you can pick up what he's saying. No is no, yes is yes.
You've got a new driver that you're sitting alongside. Tell us about how you've been getting on with Neil so far.
Neil's a great driver. He seemed to be know his stuff. So I feel pretty comfortable hopping in a boat with him this weekend. I'm glad he came over to help us out. And, hopefully we get a checkered flag here in our hometown. So we really need it for this area.
Go to steves.com. We're in safe hands this weekend, being piloted by an experienced crew who've flown in from the UK. Andy, great to see you here this weekend. Feeling the heat. This is a little bit different to Yeovil, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's warm and there's not a lot of air around. Yeah.
Tell us what you're doing this weekend. You've come over to Charles to race the Go to Steves.com boat.
Yeah, we had a call early Monday morning asking what we were doing this weekend. We were on a plane Wednesday morning. Here we are. Yeah, we're racing Go Steve's boat, local guy. So it's sort of a home home race for them. They're going to be here in a minute to cheer us on. It's a lovely opportunity, and we're going to give it a go.
No strangers to boat racing then. How are you finding the American experience so far?
It's not that different. The boat is a bit quicker and a bit lighter. We had an hour or so in it yesterday, get used to it, but you can't really push it so much out on your own, so we'll have practice today. We'll see, get the most out of it then.
All right, well, it's time for the talking to stop and the racing to start, so let's go and join your race commentator, Mine Sanborn.
Thanks, Kevin. The boats are out on the race course getting ready for our 2-race event here in St. Petersburg. We've had all kinds of delays, a lot of marine life on the race course, and that always hampers the racing. Let's take a look at the race course. 7 turns, counterclockwise rotation. They've got a long run up straight into the beach towards 1, 2, and 3, a right-hand dogleg, then 5, 6, and 7 back to the long straightaway. And we have a green flag. We are underway here in St. Pete Beach. On board Gallagher with Jason Morton and Michael Whipple. A little bumpier than it looks. The conditions were calm all day long until the afternoon when we finally got out into the water. And Gallagher's on the inside. They've got the good jump, and they have the inside line going into turn 1. Geico getting squeezed. They get pinched back, and they're now in the second row. But they go across the wake, trying to get to the inside of Gallagher. Visit St. Pete Clearwater on the outside, way back. As we go on board Visit Jacksonville as they drive by Geico. Oh, Visit St. Pete Clearwater spins out. They spin out and they're upside down in turn 2. As we look at Gallagher out front, Visit Jacksonville right alongside Go-To Steve's, but the red flag is going to come out due to Visit St. Pete Clearwater going upside down in turn 2. There you see the boat. Both of the pilots signaling that they're okay. As we go on board Visit Jacksonville, they're getting the word that there's a red flag. And this weekend, Neil Jackson was over from the UK running with Jamie Cantor in the Visit St. Pete Clearwater boat. All right, let's take a look at that one more time. And there you see they're going across a wake in a turn, the worst possible place to go. They stuck the nose, the back end came around, and it was a nice slow rollover, fortunately, and both of the pilots are okay. Now we're getting set for the restart as we go back on board with Gallagher as the boats have gone back out to the milling area. And they are underway. Gallagher again with a good start. This time Geico running in second place right off their hip. Go-To Steve's in third place. Visit Jacksonville in fourth. Gallagher looks like he pushes Geico just a little bit wide, and GoToSteves.com dives to the inside, trying to shorten the gap as they bobble across the wake, and they're surfing right on the edge of that bump created by the Gallagher boat. As we go on board with Visit Jacksonville, that's George Ivey and Brian Lynch. And there's their view, currently running in fourth position right in the wake of Geico. And Go-To Steve's on the inside. They get past Geico and move into second place. Now they're setting their sights on the leader, Gallagher. On board our team from Wales this weekend. Team Go-To Steve's with Andrew Foster and Charles Morris. As we look at our leader, Gallagher, our team from Morehead City, North Carolina with Jason Morton and Michael Whipple. As they cross the start-finish line. And Visit Jacksonville now just to the outside of Geico. Little bit of a hop there as they're trying to get good position and deciding if they want to jump to the inside. But Geico is Brian Bain and Tony Knight. Brian very accomplished as we go on board Geico. Brian Bain comes from a car racing background, so he is great at picking lines. And Go-To Steve's takes a wide arc around turn 5, 6, and 7. And they carry momentum, and they're coming up alongside Geico. Andrew Foster and Charles Morris, our Welsh team, looking off as they're just trying to get past Gallagher. Not quite enough on this straightaway. Gallagher holds them off. As these boats moving 72 to 73 miles an hour, making their way towards the beach. As Visit Jacksonville still just to the outside of Geico. But now they're within a boat length. This is the battle for third. Geico on the inside, Visit Jacksonville on the outside. Brian Main controlling the lane. Visit Jacksonville goes a little wide. Oh, he bobbled over the top of that wake. Nice recovery as we go back on board Geico. Geico just to the inside. Visit Jacksonville on the outside, but they're now coming up on the inside of the right-hand dogleg. But Go-To Steves now has Gallagher in their sights. And again, they swing wide to the outside, trying to carry momentum. Gallagher trying to take the short line around the inside. Are they going to get him? It looks like they just edged by Gallagher on the long straightaway coming back towards the beach. They are our new leaders, Go-To Steves. As we go back on board with Gallagher, Jason Morton and Michael Whipple as he looks over to his right. And there's Go-To Steves, and he just legs him out just a little bit, coming towards the start-finish line, but he's going to have the inside line as he gets him by just about a half a boat length. Jason Morton goes a little bit deep in the turn. That forces Go-To Steves a little deeper, and now Gallagher regains the lead as they cross the start-finish line. Gallagher, a UK sponsor, but the team from Morehead City, North Carolina. As we look at our leaderboard, Gallagher in front, Go-To Steves in second, and Geico in third. You can see him bouncing around in the boat, definitely rougher than it appears. Oh, and there is Go-To Steves. They get to the inside, and they now drive by Gallagher as they go into the turn. Gallagher eating all the spray off the right-hand side of that boat as Go-To Steves moves into the lead. They went from the outside to the inside and take over the lead. As Go-To Steves had been taking that outside line, and it looks like they set him up. Jason Morton and Michael Whipple trying to figure out how that happened. 1 minute they were on the right side, the next minute they're on the left, and here we have a battle for third as Visit Jacksonville takes the inside line and they drive by Geico, moving themselves into third place. George Ivey and Brian Lynch now move into third as we look at our leaders, Go-To Steves. Andrew Foster and Charles Morris here from Wales as they make their way around the final turn at the beach. And they are going to take the win and the checkered flag here in race number one. Second place goes to Gallagher. As we look at our Neolith pace boat, Go-To Steves takes the win, and they're on top here after race one. Let's take a look at our official results. The win goes to Go-To Steves. Second place goes to Gallagher. Third place goes to Visit Jacksonville. And fourth to Geico.
Well, how about that for a win? That makes it worthwhile, flying all the way from the UK. Go-To Steves with the opening race win. Join us after the break to see if they can do it again. Welcome back to St. Pete Beach and the Grand Prix of the Gulf, where the big news is, after one race, it's that visiting team of Charles and Andy from the UK piloting Go-To Steves who took the race win. Can they do it again in the second one, or will Gallagher get the better of them? Well, the beach here in St. Pete really is the perfect place to put on a boat race, but it's also pretty good for tourists too. Tim, great to see you here this weekend. You must be thrilled. This event seems to be going brilliantly so far.
We are so stoked to host this for the second year. The crowd is unbelievable today. The weather's cooperating, and obviously it's just a great day here on the St. Pete Beach.
What was it about P1 SuperStock and P1 Aquacross that you thought, you know what, we'd quite like that in St. Pete Clearwater?
It's the type of event that meshes well with our brand. We're a fun, exciting destination. Obviously, we're known for our award-winning beaches here, and to have this kind of activity for all these fans here on the beach, it's just a perfect blend of excitement here in St. Pete Beach.
So there really is plenty to keep you occupied in this part of the world. Not that the race teams have got time to lay a towel on the sand though, because they're heading on back out to the start for race 2. So let's go and join Martin.
Thanks, Kevin. Let's go out and take a look at that race course again. 2.4 miles, 7 turns, clockwise rotation, long run up to turn 1, 2, and 3, a right-hand dog leg at turn 4, and then 5, 6, and 7 heading back to the beach. On board Visit Jacksonville, George Ivey and Brian Lynch. And we have a green flag. We are underway for race number 2 here in St. Pete. Geico has the inside line. They invert the starts here at P1 SuperStock, so if you win a heat, in the next heat, you start on the outside. So Geico is on the inside for race number 2. Visit Jacksonville decided to go a little bit deeper in the turn as Gallagher gets another good jump, and they are out front. Gallagher makes their way around turn 1, 2, and 3 in the lead. Geico in second place on the inside. But Go-To Steve's making a run on the outside as they go across the wake, coming in towards the line where Geico is. Visit Jacksonville carrying that outside line as we go on board Go-To Steve's. Seeing Charles Morris giving Andrews some direction. And they are side by side with Geico as they just nose ahead. Gallagher in first place, Go-To Steve's in second, and Geico now in third as we go on board our leader, Gallagher, with Jason Morton and Michael Whipple. Gallagher out front. Geico had jumped to the inside, trying to get to that inside line from Go-To Steve's. As he looks over his shoulder at Visit Jacksonville, as George Ivey took the inside line as well. But Gallagher is out front. Gotten a little bit bumpier for the second race as we go to Go-To Steve's. They're currently sitting in second place. Making their way down that long straightaway. Beautiful trim angle on both of those boats. Using the technology of the boat to get them going, keeping it flat. As Gallagher again goes deep into turn 1, trying to carry as much speed as they can along the beach. And Go-To Steve's jumps across the wake. They try to make an inside move again. They make up some ground, but not enough. Geico's still sitting in third place. Brian Main and Tony Knight as they hold off Jacksonville. Jacksonville on the inside, just about a rooster tail behind. Jason Morton getting some feedback from Michael Whipple as to where the competition is. They don't want Go-To Steve's to make that dive to the inside move again. As Gallagher holding off Go-To Steve's as they once again head towards the beach. The bumpiest part of the race course just because they're so close to the shoreline. You see Gallagher just carrying the boat right on the steps. Gallagher out front, Go-To Steve's in second, followed by Geico. As Go-To Steve's goes to the inside. A little bit too tight to the inside there. Going across that wake. That wake maneuver cost Visit St. Pete Clearwater in the first race as they put the boat upside down. You see Geico running in third place as Visit Jacksonville tries to go around the outside, trying to find some clean water. All of these boats powered by the Mercury Racing 300 XS Optimax. P1 Superstock is brought to you by Mercury Racing, and look at this battle for the lead. Go-To Steves has gotten within striking distance of Gallagher, but they're on the outside. Gallagher needs to stay tight to the pin so Go-To Steves doesn't dive in behind as they make their way towards turn 1 at the beach. Onboard Geico currently running in 3rd place. Quite a bit ahead right now of Visit Jacksonville, but they got a long ways to go to catch up to Gallagher and Go-To Steves. As Michael Whipple telling Jason where Go-To Steves is as they make their way around turns 1, 2, and 3. And Go-To Steves again tries to dive to the inside, trying to make up some ground. Oh, and they stick the nose and spin the boat out. And that is what happens when you go into the turn too sharp. Go-To Steves getting back up on plane, but Geico drives by and moves into 2nd place. Let's take a look at that again. As they go into the turn, Jason Morton taking his turn, and Go-To Steves just went a little bit too sharp, stuck the nose, and spun the boat out. Here's what it looked like on board. Flat spin. Don't know where they had the trim. They weren't really over the top of the wake. Looked like they might have had a little bit of negative trim into the boat. As now Visit Jacksonville drives by the Go-To Steves boat. Clearly a little off the pace after that spin out. They got to get their heads back in the game. But they got a long straightaway to try to run down Visit Jacksonville, and the checkered flag is out for Gallagher as they are going to take the win in race number 2. Go-To Steves manages to get by Visit Jacksonville on the long straightaway, but the win goes to Gallagher. Let's take a look at our official results for race number 2 here in St. Pete Beach, Florida. Gallagher takes the win, followed by Geico in 2nd, then Go-To Steves in 3rd, and Visit Jacksonville.
That's good, boy. Woo.
2 races there, you got yourself a 2nd place, then a 1st place. How about those boys that came over from Wales, Charles and Andy?
Yeah.
They pushed you hard.
I've never worked so hard in my life. Yeah. They pushed it, and they made us work for the win.
Are you going to Sarasota now hugely confident?
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely got a bigger lead on Geico now, so we're definitely more confident.
It feels real good.
Let's take a look at the overall championship standings as Gallagher takes the win here in St. Pete. They move themselves into 1st place in the championship with Geico in 2nd, Visit Jacksonville in 3rd, and Go-To Steves in 4th. Let's take a look at the total points here for St. Pete Beach. Gallagher on top of the podium with Go-To Steves in 2nd and Geico in 3rd.
Well, sadly, that's it for another weekend's racing, and it was Jason Morton there driving that Gallagher boat who took the win overall. But oh boy, did the newcomers in Go-To Steves, Charles and Andy, keep them honest and really test them. From here, we move to what is the biggest powerboat race on the planet, surely, the Hotel Planner Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix. And we'd love it if you could join us there. So until then, from all of us here, see ya. Woo!